Good morning. We are looking outside at a pretty start to our day. You can see that sunrise, the sky lightening up on the eastern horizon. But with that is also some fog. There's a bit of a haze there too. It's not so bad in Fargo, but there are places where it is quite dense here this morning. And we'll be having to contend with that for the next couple of hours until we can get that to lift. The good thing is the sun is coming up. That will help to heat things up and hopefully improve our conditions. And here's a look at our high temperatures yesterday. We were cooler. We talked about this yesterday morning, the clouds keeping us down in southeastern parts of our viewing area. We were into the 60s there. Those of us who got more sunshine, mid to upper 70s for highs. And we'll just build off of that today. So some summertime heat on its way back, and that does start up today. Our temperatures are in the 40s to some 50s. It's 54 degrees in Fargo, 52 in Grand Forks. It's 57 in Devil's Lake, and our cool spot is Bemidji again today at 42 degrees there. A look at our visibility. Here's the problem. Dense fog right in the Cheyenne River Valley, or parts of it. Valley City is at 1 mile. Down toward Gwinner, we're at 0. And back over toward Oaks, we've actually improved slightly to a 1/4 mile. And things aren't looking so great down by Sisseton or Wheaton either. And you can see Fargo and Grand Forks, we have some slight lowering, but visibility still okay at this point. And you can see on our winds, not a lot to talk about. There's a lot of reports coming in of 3 miles or less. As we're looking at some areas or winds out of the south, we're seeing some wind speeds that are getting into that 5 to 10 mile per hour range, but generally speaking, pretty quiet. Some clear skies this morning, aside from the fog, of course. There's some cloud cover out west that will eventually move in for later on tonight, and with that, a chance for a shower or thunder shower coming up. So here's a look at your hour-by-hour planner. Where we have that fog, you'll see these areas of clouds or low clouds in the form of fog hanging around here this morning. And gradually we'll start to see that dissipate and scatter here a bit, and we'll end up with some mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies at noon. Temperatures in the 60s to some low 70s. Heading into the afternoon, clearing out completely, and we'll be in the mid 70s to some low 80s for your highs today. Southeastern North Dakota is going to be the area where we have the best bet for seeing that low 80-degree temperature. And once we get there, we're sticking with the 80s for a while here in the forecast. Heading into this evening, still looking beautiful. Actually, a pretty nice night. The wind not too strong out of the south. We're looking at temperatures that are still very warm. And getting into the evening, we see some clouds trying to creep in, and with that, a chance for a shower or thunder shower. These will be very isolated. And after we lose the heating of the day, a lot of those showers just kind of fizzle out a bit. However, can't rule out an isolated shower or thunder shower. That would be most likely in our western viewing area out by Jamestown and Ellendale, or down into South Dakota. So most of us spending the night on a quiet note tonight. Temperatures tomorrow morning starting off pretty mild, 50s to some low 60s. We're looking at that wind really starting to pick up, some gusts into the 20s, and perhaps by later on in the day, some 30s. And temperatures rising rather quickly. We'll end up back into some low to mid 80s. This is 3 o'clock. We'll build off of that into the later afternoon. And chances for rain and thunder developing with that heating. And you can see there's not a widespread area of rain and thunder, but still the potential's there, and any of those storms could end up producing marginally severe weather here as we get into the later evening hours for Wednesday night. Here's your photo today, Franklin Lake. The fish, you can see fishing going on there in the sunrise, and this is in Pelican Rapids. Thanks, Rose, for sharing that. And a warm one for this week. Now that we're out of those 60s and 70s from yesterday, we'll stick with those 80s in Fargo through the rest of the week, maybe even hit 90 degrees by the time we get to Saturday. And we do have that chance for some rain and thunder coming up here in the forecast Wednesday through Friday. And again, some of those storms could be strong. If you're looking ahead to the holiday weekend, there is a chance for some thunder on Sunday. But otherwise, we've got a couple of dry days and hot days too coming up for the holiday weekend.
You mentioned it earlier, but you're right. Typically, doesn't work out to be so nice for this weekend.
Of the 3 summer holidays, Memorial Day, yeah, is often the cooler one, sometimes gray, and not this time.
Not this year. Thank you, Lisa. You can celebrate the work of local paramedics, police, and more tonight. We'll tell you how next.